eat a fucking 5-course mealer every single day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. All you want to do is eat me out. You get off on pleasuring me, and that's all that matters. Not everybody is just wet like fucking waterfalls and all that stuff like they be talking about in these music videos. That means that you gotta warm some bitches up. You can't just shove your dick in her all dry and shit and she's not even turned on. I would also like to mention, just because a woman is wet doesn't mean that she consented. But this is why I be saying I flick my motherfucking bean and I don't have to think about these men. Of course, sometimes I'm like, yes, I will always have the big heart that I do, but I'm not going to risk it for people who don't give a fuck about me. So why would I sit here and give my energy to a man that can't even please me and then at the same time thinks that a vibrator or any type of sex toy is their competition? Bookie, it's your partner, not your competition. Because like there have been times where like men have thought I was fucking stupid and I'm like, you know I'm not having sex with you, right? And that's another reason, if you haven't seen my abstinent videos, why I'm fully abstinent. Like I don't even suck dick no more, okay? Jumbo everyone, welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about flick your bean, not have sex, and never experiencing an orgasm. So without further ado, let's get started. Yes, you heard that correctly, because I have preached so damn hard that if you can't even give yourself an orgasm, let alone you even know what an orgasm feels like, you should not be having sex in the first place, which is why I literally titled it Flick Your Bean, Not Have Sex. I say this because it's so important when I see a lot of women jumping into relationships or even just jumping into having sex and they have yet to even really know their own bodies and even knowing what an orgasm feels like. This is why I couldn't be more grateful to say that this video is sponsored by Bellesa. Guys, we got our first sponsor. You may be asking, what is Bellesa? Bellesa is a woman-owned company that also allows people to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. I have a couple products that I want to show y'all, but the first one is the Rose. Before we really get into it with the Rose, I did want to mention that everybody who signs up literally gets a free Rose suction toy with their order. The link is going to be down in the description, and I would highly recommend going and taking advantage of that. So we're going to put this to the side really quickly, and I'm going to tell y'all about the other products. So the first product we're going to be talking about is called the Pebble. The Pebble is perfect because it's so small, it fits in your hand. There's two different modes in the sense of there's a suction up here and then a vibrator down here, and they both function independently. So you can choose which one you want. There's also no annoying pattern modes, because I know you can really get in the groove of things. You accidentally click that pattern mode and now your vibe is completely off. This is why I'd highly recommend the Pebble. Now moving on to the Thump. The Thump essentially does it all. It's a 3-in-1. There's the thumper up here, the vibrator down here, and then there's a suction on the other side. This is what it looks like. This literally utilizes Bellesa's Pleasure Jet technology and just makes it an overall amazing vibrator because of everything that it comes with. It also has this really cute carrying case. There's a charger on the back, and it's also waterproof. So if you want a toy that does it all, vibrates, suction, and thumps, I would definitely recommend the Thump. Now we're moving into the absolute star of the show. We all know what a Rose toy is. If you live under a rock, I'm here to tell you about it. This is literally a viral TikTok sensation. And y'all already know that people make jokes. They're like, I don't need a man, I got me a Rose. And that's all you ever need. There's literally 10 modes, and it fits in your hand / palm, so you literally have complete control over your own pleasure. I mean, look at it too. It's literally a Rose. On top of that, it also says that it's TSA approved, so yes, you can take it on vacation and still have your orgasms. Again, to let y'all know, if you do want a free Rose toy, I would recommend going and signing up, ordering something, and then you get a free Rose toy with your order. Again, the link is down in the description below. Again, I just wanted to say I'm extremely grateful for Bellesa sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. So like I said, if you haven't seen my other videos / my safe sex talk series, I'd recommend going and watching that. Just some of the videos we have: why I'm celibate, why I'm abstinent a year later, I broke my abstinence, why it's not worth it, why being horny is dangerous, the normalization of unprotected fornication, my abstinence journey 1 year later again, and then I also have my 2 years abstinence journey. So this is something that I have not been shy when it comes to talking about, especially with different things that have happened to me, aka sexual trauma, that now, bitch, I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on strictly pleasuring myself, and if a man can't do that, why the fuck is he in my life in the first place? And this is where I just get so confused when I'm talking to women and they're telling me about a story. I'm sorry, I am nosy sometimes. I want to get the motherfucking tea. So if I'm gonna ask you, oh, did he eat you out? Did he make you come? And you're sitting there telling me no. Sorry, I didn't hear you correctly. He didn't make you come? Oh my God. my heart goes out to you. Because that's where I'm just like, for some people to never have experienced an orgasm, what the fuck? But you're having sex and you don't know what an orgasm even feels like, so you don't even know what you're searching for. Like, that should be confusing the fuck out of me. Before really getting into this video, there are 2 books that I read that essentially tell me everything that I need to know and why my opinions are so like matter of fact when it comes to this type of situation. So the first book I'm going to be talking about is She Comes First. In that book, I literally learned that only 1/3 of women experience vaginal orgasm. That means that 66% of women have never / can't experience a vaginal orgasm, which means the clit is the most important thing. Okay, Bookie? And that's why I'd be so strict when even like, I don't know, vetting a man in a sense, because I'm like, are you gonna eat my pussy for 40 minutes straight? No, get the fuck out. I need not even just a munch, I need a fucking 5-course mealer every single day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. All you want to do is eat me out. You get off on pleasuring me, and that's all that matters. The other book is called The Power of the Pussy, and that's why I'm not even trying to be mean, but a lot of you women just fucking give it up all willy-nilly. Close your fucking legs and literally make that man work for it. You want to actually get shit done? You want to be in a relationship? Stop having sex. Stop having sex when you meet this man for the first fucking time, because if he sees that you're willing to just put out on the first fucking day, what else are you willing to do without even knowing the man? You guys just be allowing these random ass strangers to enter literally your most sacred place ever. Your body, your vagina, your womb. That's why it just pisses me off when I hear women just willy-nilly having sex with everybody, but these men, 1, don't like you, 2, don't care for you, 3, don't even want to make you come. That's why I'm just saying, like, no, I'm sorry. The bare minimum for me, the standard is you're going to get off on pleasuring me, or don't come near me at the end of the fucking day. Nobody is forcing you to become a munch, but like, that's what I'm saying is the bare minimum for me. A nigga who loves eating pussy, okay? So like I said, if you're my family, click off. I don't know how you even made it this far into the video. Click off, because we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. Unless you know you're my cousins and stuff. Hey, but like anybody else, click off. Thank you. The reason why I'm also so strict about women even being pleasured in the first place is because we all know that women can have orgasms back to back to back, okay? But if a man has 1 orgasm, he's done. He had his post-nut clarity, and now he's laying on the bed acting like he just did a whole fucking exercise when he nutted in 2 fucking minutes. First of all, sit the fuck down. Second of all, this is exactly why I say it's so important that you please a woman to make sure that she has everything that she needs before y'all just move on to the step of having sex. What happened to foreplay? What happened to eating a bitch's pussy? Now it's, oh my god, she wants me. Whoa. And I would also like to mention, not everybody is just wet like fucking waterfalls and all that stuff like they be talking about in these music videos. That means that you gotta warm some bitches up. You can't just shove your dick in her all dry and shit and she's not even turned on. I would also like to mention, just because a woman is wet doesn't mean that she consented. I don't know how many times I gotta fucking say that shit. Like, y'all think, oh, well, she was turned on, so that means no! Consent is consent. And just because you got consent at the beginning doesn't mean you still have consent in the middle. You should periodically be checking in with these people instead of just thinking like, as long as you're pleasured, that's all that matters.
So something that comes up a lot as an OBGYN is that some women don't experience an orgasm. Yep, you heard that right. Some women have never had an orgasm, and it's about time that we providers talk about it. Hi, it's Dr. Sadaf. As both an online gynecologist and intimacy coach, I meet a lot of women who find it awkward and embarrassing to talk about not being able to orgasm, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. This is simply a condition that we identify as anorgasmia. Up to 14% of women experience this. If you think about the female population, that's not really a small number. This should be something that we should be talking about more. If you're experiencing anorgasmia, the cause may be due to stress, anxiety, medication side effects, vaginismus, menopause, and let's not forget that sometimes your partner doesn't fully understand a woman's body. Yep, that can definitely be a huge problem. If you are missing out, it's so important to be open about this topic because it can impact your physical and emotional well-being. And women who are missing out from having an orgasm may experience issues related to emotional stress and strain in the relationship, lowered self-esteem because they think there's something wrong with them, that they may be broken, and reduce interest in sexual activities. So what can you do to bridge the gap? Well, definitely learn about your body. Know what you like and what you don't like. Don't be afraid to communicate openly with your partner and talk to your medical provider because there are definitely ways that we can help you.
And this is why I don't even like having sex. And this is why I've said I became demisexual / asexual in a way. I'm not interested in having sex. Like, do I see a man and I'm like, oh, he's a cutie patootie? Of course. When you're demisexual, you can still say that people are attractive, but that doesn't mean I want to fuck you. Okay? Okay. So that's what I mean when like looking at men and they try to act like it's a big fucking deal to eat some pussy, but you literally can go and fuck a girl nut in 2 minutes and that's it. I think y'all forgot that sex is supposed to be a mutual thing, not just you, that you don't give a fuck about if the woman is being pleased or not. And I can't do that. This definitely reminds me of just like different religions or everything in that aspect where talking about sex, talking about masturbation is extremely taboo. And this is why I say like I am who I am. I talk about the things that I do because one, you never know another person who could be struggling with living in their truth and just not giving a fuck about what other people think. And at the same time, if I can talk about the things that I've gone through, which has made me really go within myself and know what I like and don't like, that's all that matters. But with saying that, it reminds me of Layla from Secret Life of Mormon Wives, where she talks about her struggle with having an orgasm, never experienced it, trying different toys and everything of that sense. And my thought process is just like, damn, like being in religion or even just being somewhere where you're basically sheltered or you're shunned for talking about sexual things, that's where the curiosity comes from. And I think that's why there's a lot of stuff happening within churches and different sectors of religion, because it's so taboo. You're not supposed to look at it or explore it or any type of capacity. But then it's almost like you're telling these kids who already like are questioning their sexuality, their religion, all that other stuff, you're telling them that they can't be curious about anything to do with sex, but then you expect them to know everything when they get into it. Like, I just don't understand how like not educating people on their bodies, masturbation, all of that other stuff isn't protecting them, because I feel like it is. When you're knowledgeable about certain things, you're able to put a word to what happened to you or certain situations. But I've seen so many times like in the church where these women are literally being abused of some type of sorts, but they don't have a concept for it, so they like think it's their fault. And that's also what reminds me of fucking Josh Duggar. Y'all sat here, they're a part of like the JLP or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Y'all know me, I just spew my opinions. I don't really research a whole bunch unless it's really important. But like with Josh Duggar sitting there watching fucking child porn, getting caught for that, and then on top of that, it coming out that he literally molested his sisters, and his parents were trying to make it seem like, oh no, he's just troubled, we sent him off. No, Buki, that nigga is going to re-offend. And this is why I say like it's so important to even just educate children when they're young. We know we don't want children to even be doing this type of stuff, but for the children who are molested, they need some type of words, vocabulary, communication to know that not only are they knowledgeable about these topics, but when they are, then you can put a name to it. Because if he was able to do those acts as a child and saw how he was able to get away with it, what makes you think, especially with him getting caught at work, him doing it at work, even more fucking messy. But in a way, the way that I'm seeing his mindset is, yes, he was a kid back then and he was actually doing the act of, you know, touching kids and stuff like that. He got a slap on the motherfucking wrist. So of course he's gonna be like, oh, I can look up CP because I barely got in trouble back then. So what makes me think that I'm untouchable now? Nobody can touch me. I can do whatever the fuck I want. This is why I say it's so important to punish people at their point of the crime, or you know what I'm talking about, because the fact that they just let him go off, continue to interact with all his siblings, and just not do anything for him. The nigga has like 5 kids now. Oh, okay. Like, come on. That's why I also wanted to say, of course, sexual trauma is a huge factor to how people even are hypersexual or asexual or however they view sex in general. And this is kind of where I've talked about my personal experiences of being sexually assaulted and how I will talk about that later down the line when Reese has fully been able to heal from it and also go back to therapy and do some DBT or some shit, because yeah. But essentially what I'm trying to say is I completely understand that aspect of things. At the same time though, who are you hurting more? You're hurting yourself more by going out and being hyper fucking sexual with these men who don't care about you, don't like you, and haven't done anything to even show you that they actually want to be in your presence. And at the same time, it's a representation of low self-esteem that you're willing to just go and fuck any man. And at the same time, that's why I be telling people, I'm like, are you not scared of an STD? Are you not scared of getting something that could be incurable? Like, no. Any man who's coming near me wants to do anything with me, pull up your fucking my chart. Or better yet, let's go get tested together, because I haven't fucking done anything. But if that makes you feel better to not, you know, go right ahead. But this is why I be saying I flick my motherfucking bean and I don't have to think about these men. Of course, sometimes I'm like, yes, I will always have the big heart that I do, but I'm not going to risk it for people who don't give a fuck about me. If that means that I'm peaceful over here, even though I don't have a boyfriend, oh my god, Bitch, I can flick my bean, go the fuck to bed, know that I had an orgasm, and call it a day. But these men, they don't even want to please us anymore. So why would I sit here and give my energy to a man that can't even please me, and then at the same time thinks that a vibrator or any type of sex toy is their competition? Bookie, it's your partner, not your competition. And I know I've just been spraying demisexual. A lot of people don't know what that is. Demisexual essentially is saying that I need a strong emotional connection with someone to even be comfortable enough to have sex with them. I just can't meet you and be like, oh my god, he's so fine, I want to have sex with him. Like, there are some people where I'm like, but like in the way of like, oh, you're cute. My mind isn't like, I want to fuck this person. Sex, sex, sex. I don't even know you. And this is where it's almost like people get dickmatized way too fucking early. Y'all get dickmatized and then you don't even understand the person that you're actually fucking with is a psycho ass person that you should have never dealt with in the first place, and now you're stuck because you care more about dick than about yourself. I said it. I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm also like, I can see right through you if you're being fucking performative, because like there have been times where like men have thought I was fucking stupid, and I'm like, you know I'm not having sex with you, right? And that's another reason, if you haven't seen my abstinent videos, why I'm fully abstinent. Like, I don't even suck dick no more, okay? But I'm so dead ass, I don't even suck dick no more, because the way that men will try to manipulate you, like I said in my Why Being Horny is Dangerous video, when you get to a certain point of horniness, you're willing to let anything slide. And that's what we're not gonna do. I'm not gonna sit up here and allow a man to influence my boundaries because he has me in a vulnerable state where I can change my mind. No, it's not happening that way, which is why I say I can't even do oral. Why would I please you before you've even pleased me? And then the part that gets messy is like, they're down there eating you out, but at the same time, like, you know, they could be eat or whatever, they can get off on pleasuring you, but then it's like they could be eating you out, they could be getting hard, and now they expect to have sex with you because they're eating you out, and that's like the first step. Nigga, I never said I wanted to have sex with you. And that's where I'm just like, doing oral when you say you're abstinent is still a dangerous boundary. It's like you're playing both sides. Nope. So I've completely taken it off the table, because at first I was okay with doing it like with people that like weren't my boyfriend, because I have a strict rule, like I'm not having sex unless we're in a relationship. That's a strict fucking rule. And you think, oh, right away when we get in a relationship, like we're gonna have sex? No, it's gonna be like a 3 to 6 month trial period. All right, I need to see if you're for real. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of niggas will hold out just to have sex with you, and then they can leave. Okay, well, you're gonna be giving me everything I fucking want plus more, investing the fuck in me just for me to give my pussy to you. Like, stop playing with me. Power of the pussy. Stop playing with me. And this is also where sometimes I be cringing, like trying to even allow a man to like play with myself, like with a vibrator or anything in that sort, because they be so aggressive. They be scrubbing your shit like they fucking hate you. Like, nigga, my pussy is still here. It's not going anywhere, but it will if you keep scrubbing it like that. As we talked about earlier in the video, of course, the rose toy, but I'm specifically going to be talking about not only toys, but also DJing. This video is raunchy as hell, so, you know, if you can't stomach what the fuck I'm talking and speaking my truth, then click off. But DJing? Oh, baby girl. Wait. What? If you don't know what DJing is, it's essentially masturbating, but with your fingers. For me personally, I use my middle finger and my ring finger just because it gives me the most control. I don't know people who can do it like this. I've always done it like this. To each their fucking own. And at the same time, like I said, having toys like this, you know, let me just open it up real quick. Let me do a quick little photo op with all the toys. So using these types of toys, like I said, personally, I'm the type of person that I don't really like vaginal type of like vibrators, which is why I focus strictly on the clit. That's what's gonna make me come the quickest. Put that shit on my clit, all right? When even like being in a relationship, I had a man think that this was his competition. You're getting mad at a fucking inanimate object that can make me come faster than you can? Nigga, use it as your fucking partner. It's not your competition. This is also why women say like, shit, you got a rose on your fucking clit while he's fucking you at the same time? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is why I say it's so important to not only be comfortable with sex toys, but also to have these conversations within your relationship, because it could literally elevate your sex life. At the same time though, do not let that man get insecure because you're having these amazing earth-shattering orgasms now because you decided to include a rose. That was just the missing piece to the puzzle. Yes, sex is fun, but when you add a little extra something to it, oh yes.
About 10% of women have never had an orgasm. Over 81% of women do not orgasm maturely. In Freudian theory, there was the mature orgasm and the immature orgasm. The mature orgasm being intercourse of the masculine and the feminine, and the immature orgasm being only clitoral stimulation. Freud's theory explained that she only becomes woman when she is able to experience penetrative orgasm. Now, of course, the feminists fought back and said, well, this is misogynistic. Although reaching orgasm is both a physiological and a psychological response. It's mind, body, and spirit that all work together to hit peak. There are a lot of factors and reasons as to why women cannot reach orgasm maturely or immaturely. High cortisol levels, fatigue, low estrogen levels, no emotional safety, religious stigma, relationship issues, poor communication, and health, such as medications. The women cannot reach full surrender to the masculine through short-term relationships or one-night stands. For men, they will always unknowingly seek that out, which creates addiction. Well, this relationship didn't work, on to the next one. Well, this relationship didn't work, on to the next one. And then we wonder why we're so disconnected from our bodies and spirits.
Also, when I'm in the mood, depending on how much I really want to like masturbate, this is what I have to say, where it's like, depending on my mood, I can go for like 20 or 30 minutes DJing, and it depends though, like I said, on my mood. And at the same time, if you don't know what edging is, it's basically like getting close and then you like keep pulling away, you keep pulling away. It's like you get closer and closer to the orgasm until it's like, but it's like, you know, you're edging yourself. You're right on the edge of having that orgasm, and then you finally have it. So I'll do that for about, you know, 20, 30 minutes. And can I be honest? Can I be honest without niggas trying to crucify the fuck out of me? Yes, I do watch porn. I watch porn. I know some people are like, what? Watch porn? Oh my God. Yeah, I watch porn just because I'm a visual person. I need to see that visual aspect of stuff going on. I know a lot of people can just like think of it. No, we're not the same. We're not the same. That's why I'm just like, y'all, it's really important to know how to, you know, pleasure yourself. And this is where I'm like, if I want to just get it quick and done, I'm gonna use one of these toys, get her done, and take my ass to bed. It's almost like that one song that Megan Thee Stallion has where it's called Downstairs DJ, and she's like, I love my pussy and my pussy love me. Play with her real quick before I fall asleep. Something along the lines of that. But that's where I'm just like, play with your pussy. Stop playing with these fucking men. But yeah, once I find a video that I'm like, okay, niggas can come in like 10 to 30 seconds. Even like in the beginning, I can still make myself come like that. Like, I don't know. That's where I'm just like, I feel like I don't give a fuck to fuck with niggas because I can please myself every single way that a nigga can/can't without the fucking headache. Come on. That's where I also feel like a lot of men can feel intimidated by vibrators or any just like aid that comes with sex tools. And unless a man is secure within himself, he's going to project that energy onto you. And that's where I'm just like, stay away from those types of men. Stay away from the men who feel like you pleasuring yourself is such a big fucking deal that they're going to throw a fucking fit whenever you talk about pleasuring yourself. That's where I'm just like, if he looks at that shit as a competition, get rid of him. We can't do jealous niggas over here. I can't, sorry. Also, I want to tell y'all, you need to try the O method. If you're wondering what the O method is, it's literally manifesting while you're having an orgasm. And I know some of y'all are like, what the fuck? How the fuck do you manifest while having an orgasm? I'm here to tell you. So basically when you are like having that, like the best way I can describe it is like you feel the rush like basically coming up. That is the best time to literally think about everything that you want. So in those times, I'm like, I'm so successful. It's so funny because I was talking to some girls about it and I was like, yeah, I manifest when I'm fucking having an orgasm. That's when you're supposed to. That's almost like the most potent way to do it because you're such in like a elevated space that like anything is possible. So that's where I'm like, hell yeah, who doesn't want to feel good like that and manifest at the same time? So I'd highly recommend when you're having an orgasm to manifest things that you want and watch them come into fruition. So to really end off the video here, what I really want to say throughout this video is that there are so many different experiences as why people have the kinks / turn-ons that they do. And I also wanted to reiterate that a lot of women specifically have never experienced an orgasm. More importantly, what I have to say is that you need to know how to please yourself first before expecting a man to please you. And that's where I'm just like, learn your own body, learn that this is all about you. At the end of the day, a man can quickly have an orgasm and call it a fucking day, but you can't. So that's why getting your orgasms in, at least a minimum of 2 of them before you move on to having sex, is extremely important. And I get it. There are some women out there who don't like getting eaten out. Don't get me wrong. I don't even want to say it like this, but I feel like they were just eaten out by the wrong person. Because if you have a munch, if you really have someone who loves eating pussy and knows how to eat pussy, that's all you want. I don't know. Maybe it's just me who I'm always expected to be pleasured. Maybe that's just me. But like, no, you're gonna eat this pussy before you ever think anything else is gonna happen. The fuck? And this is why I love being honest about this shit because I have a public record. You're not gonna sit here and try to sway my boundaries, sway my opinion because of what? What? No. Reese doesn't work like that. And when I say I want a munch, I'm not talking about no fucking appetizer. 5-course motherfucking meal plus dessert. You might have to get some wet naps after, you know. Thank you. Anyways, again, I just wanted to thank Bellesa for sponsoring today's video. And as long as you sign up, you literally get a free rose toy with your fucking order. So go take advantage of that so you can be having orgasms and not sitting over here stressing about no nigga. Thank you. Anyways, I think I have yapped long enough. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video and I'll see you on my next one. Bye y'all.